Okay, trainers, if you chose Arbok, you were right.
Ah, yes. Nothing beats the classics. And one thing that I've heard about this particular question is that I don't know if it's true or not. It's just a rumor that I've heard that the question was originally supposed to be which Pokemon is of the same type as Seviper. So Arbok would have been the right answer. But it got deformed along the way by God knows what miracle, and it became this. And some people consider this the biggest... Oh, Quick Attack? Well, too bad I'm at level 32. I have no use for Quick Attack at this point of the game. I don't think I'm even gonna overwrite... what was it again? Oh yeah, Sand Attack, it's my fourth move. I'm not even gonna overwrite Sand Attack for this, because Sand Attack could still come in handy at times as a debuff, whereas Quick Attack, compared to Double Kick and Flamethrower, not so much. Sure, priority is nice, but there's a serious lack of power behind an unstabbed Quick Attack. So at level 32, I'm gonna pass. Thank you very much. But as I was about to say, some people consider this the biggest failure ever in the Pokemon anime. Because unlike Thunder Armor and Name for the Horn, which are classic failures in their own right, this was a failure to state the obvious. Which Pokemon does evolve into Seviper? Nothing does! And Arbok doesn't evolve into anything either. Even though if Arbok evolved into Seviper, maybe Seviper would have been a little bit better by virtue of having higher stats, but oh well, can't win them all, I guess. So we finally reached that ledge I was talking about. In the last video, you see that you don't see it anymore, but to the left of the screen there was a ledge you could jump off of, and it's a one-way track, and you can only get out of town this way. And you need to go through Mount Chimney to get there, to the other side, but Mount Chimney is currently blocked off by Team Magma goons that we're going to see in not too long. So we're gonna have to take the long way around and go all the way to Fallarbor and then to Meteor Falls, which is just north of Rustboro. So we're practically going all the way back to Rustboro through a gigantic detour. So, speaking of detours, we're in the middle of one right now, because as you saw, there was a desert on Route 111 that I can't go into yet, because there is... Okay, there's nothing over there, but yeah, there is a sandstorm in the desert, so you can't go through the desert without an item called the Go Goggles, which may gives you once you've beaten the next gym, so we're not going to be able to go into the desert for quite a while. So right now what we're doing is we're going around the desert by going on Route 112 and then to an area called the Fiery Path. The cave entrance you saw just now was the entrance to that Fiery Path, and obviously there are loads of fire-type Pokemon out there, so not many Geodudes and Zubats here for a change. Not many Geodudes and Zubats in an underground area? Wow! This probably isn't the first, but it's certainly not a common sight. The Nummels and Torkoals are going to be a very welcome change if you ask me. And I know in one of the movie descriptions to one of my latest videos I promised that eventually I'd do a rant on the Macho Brace, since I got one from the Winstraits and I didn't say a damn thing about it because I was too busy talking. I wasn't really paying attention to what was going on. Yeah, that's the drawback of LPing. You have to play the game at the same time you're talking, and, well, obviously, it's not always that easy. So, yeah, the Macho Brace, what it does is that it halves your speed, but, in return, it's going to double your EV gain whenever you defeat a Pokemon. So, obviously, this is best used with Pokemon that give you a lot of EVs in a stat that you want to train. Like, I don't have any examples in mind because I can't really say I ever bothered with EV training on a cartridge because I'm much more of a simulator battler. But that if you want to EV train your Pokemon on a cartridge, the Macho Brace is definitely an interesting option, and it stacks with the Pokerus as well. So that's really good news. You can get up to, I think, 12 EVs in a stab that way. I don't quote me on that though, because as I said, I'm not an expert on EV training. But what I do know is that in Generation 4, there's a much better alternative to the Macho Brace if you've got the time and dedication, and it comes in the form of the power items. What they do is that, just like the Macho Brace, they have your speed, but in return, you get 4 EVs in the stat that corresponds to the item that you have equipped. Oh, and want to bet that he's one of the hikers that sneeze loudly once you're done? Ah, there we go. There's always a hiker like this for some reason. And those are the Magma goons that I was talking about earlier, and they are announcing their evil plans out loud, not even noticing that I'm behind them, eavesdropping on them. Is this Pokémon or is this Bob and George? But anyway, as I was saying, the power items, there are 6 of them, and you might think that, well, because no Pokemon gives you more than 3 EVs, so by extension, the Macho Brace can give you at most 3 EVs. But the power items give you 4, but at a price. First, they're a lot harder to get. You gotta buy them at the Battle Frontier. Whereas, well, all I needed to do to get the Macho Brace here was beat 4 weak trainers, whereas you gotta beat loads of strong ones in the Battle Frontier if you want to get the power items. And to top it all off, if you want to be able to EV train effectively in all 6 stats, then you're gonna need 6 power items, which cost in total 96 battle points. So this might be a pretty long moment of battling in the Battle Frontier, and to do that, you're going to need properly EV trained Pokemon if you want to last long enough to do that. Anyway, now we're in the Fiery Path, which is a really short cave for now, because we're gonna have to come back here when we get the Strength HM to get a few items, I guess. Sorry, I just sort of burped or something, and it didn't really sound pretty. I don't know if you heard it from the microphone, but, well, I apologize for that interruption. So as I said, not many Zubats and Geodudes here, which is, as I said, a refreshing change of pace. But yeah, note to self, come back here once I get the Strength HM. Okay, so we got time for one more topic, and this is gonna be closed captioning! You see, on YouTube, there's a new feature that, well, I don't know if it's really a new feature, but I only learned about it yesterday, that allows you to watch YouTube videos with automatic closed captioning made by a machine. So there was no one to actually listen to the videos and pay attention to what people said, or with the amount of videos on YouTube, it would take quite a while to do that by hand. So they paid a machine to do it, or rather, they paid the machine from someone else, or blah, I apologize. I'm really not, this isn't my day. But anyway, there are a few users who had fun watching the captions on my videos and found out a few interesting things. And remember that whole Splash Woman fiasco from my Sonic 3D Blast LP? Well, I tried to see if there was a connection between those closed captionings and the fact that they actually detected me saying Splash Woman's name. So I tried to request a machine transcription, and unfortunately it failed. But I'm sure it has something to do with that, because this is just a little too creepy, to be honest. Though I sort of wished that it would have worked just so I could see if the machine would have picked up on me saying robot mermaid porn. So it's about time to call it quits for today. So in the next video, and the one after that, and the one after that, we continue on the path to Fallarbor. Oh, by the way, I just realized what the D stands for in Farfetch. Don't use it!